We'll turn that off because it's very loud. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Slark's items. Probably going to be looking for the Shadow Blade or the Blink Dagger, depending on the game. Blink Dagger probably better so that you have a better chance of dodging the Chrono if Void were to jump on quickly. And Illidan hadn't taken any damage. He's already played the Slark once today, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah, we just saw it. And it got shut down by the Bloodseeker. No Bloodseeker picks here for Puppey. He's not sold. And as we saw Mag actually lagging out a little bit in the last game, there is a stand-in. So we've got Crit coming in here. He's going to be playing on the Vengeful Spirit. Definitely a known player, a pro player coming in. But that's got to be that's got to kind of be a bummer for Virtus.Pro Polar. I mean, we'll look and we can see that they are still in the runnings, being what they are 6-3 right now. So if they win out, they've got potential. Even if they lose this against Secret, they've got the potential to come back and find themselves in the top 4 or tied for the top 4. Secret are right now 11-3. So if they win this, they're in, I think, 100%. That would make them 12-3. Hellraisers was first, 11-4. It is actually currently Secret in first place here. Round robin standings. But look at this, the Icarus dive forward by Puppey. The burn damage coming out. S4 is taken away quite a bit. He's got 49, but Dazzle looking to save up Crit's life. Will he do just that? No, that long attack from S4 is going to grab the first blood, and now we go back over to Little on the Dazzle. Things going terribly wrong. And sometimes you get the Icarus dive to move forward early on. It's your escape and you can fall, but not today. Phoenix will be that support here played by Puppey, which means Elder Titan goes to the offlane. It will actually be Misery. I thought there's a potential that you just keep Big Daddy No-Tail on the Elder Titan because he is so used to this hero. He's brought it back into the scene pretty much by himself. Good with the Astral Spirits and the Echo Stomps, but it'll be Misery on the Elder Titan. Puppey here supporting on the Phoenix, so they feel that the support Phoenix is going to be a bit better than the offlane. Illidan, though, should be off to a pretty good start. I don't think he'll be that bothered. Big Daddy No-Tail now going to be playing the Disruptor. Also a hero he is pretty known for. So starting with that first blood is pretty good. I mean, this was a big buy-in for the mid lane on this Razor. He went for the Wraith Band, he bought his own Tangos, he bought Iron Branches, and now we'll see what he wants to go first, if he will opt to pick up that bottle or not. Or if he'll just go for boots, but he's saving up. No, actually, does he buy boots? Yeah, he's just buying boots first. I mean, bottle's not really an item that Razor goes for, so I guess if the rune controls the thing that they're interested in, he could have. It would be pretty annoying, right? Plasma field spam onto Phobos. We'll see how he handles the lane. I think he just wants to move speed. Probably go for quick boots. Treads the usual course of action just to tank up a little bit more. Maybe he could go for phase to alleviate some of that annoying slow coming out from the Plague Wards and the poison. As FNG gets started off here in the jungle, he also went boots first. He's got 7 neutral creep kills. Bottom lane completely abandoned as a result, which means Kuroki going to be looking to get this tower down pretty early. Phobos being annoying in the middle lane, but not disrupting the farm, right? I mean, Razor got that first blood. He's got 12-6, only 7-2. Veno's always annoying, but he never dominates a lane. I'm going to go out of the lane and say I don't think this hero would really just dominate in middle. He's got no escape, so if he is very far forward, it's not too hard to wrap around and kill him. And if he's dropping his wards, he will be pushed far forward because that's going to push the lane. And S4 gets to clean them up. At least it's, what, 3 attacks right now? So his last hits actually might be a little inflated, having taken out some wards. Although I would expect Phobos is smart enough to have not placed any level 1 Plague Wards, just because they are so easily cleaned up. At level 3, it's almost impossible to bring them down. Doom going to rotate bottom. He'll be going for a quick... probably the Bass into a Vlad, so we see some auras coming out from the Doom. I think he'll go Blink Vlads, and I think we'll see the Mechanism come up on the Venomancer. Illidan looking for his mobility item, and then probably into a Scotty. Seems to be the most common right now for the Slark players. You mix it up after that. Oh, Cardi, the Catapult, going to be upgraded. Gets into the mid lane. Alright, he does go for the bottle. So I'm not crazy. 23-6. It's S4. 20-7 for Slark as the game I mean, we saw yesterday Secret supports just go absolutely nuts in the early game. That was the match up against Lions. It was that Kunkka support from No Tail with Puppy on the Mirana, using the new buffs to X marks to really line up the arrows. It was some sick play. Unfortunately, as they were so busy rotating around the map, their offlane was losing so hard. It was Misery on the Bat Rider. Just completely countered out that game. While things looked awesome and well played, the communication was there from Secret. They didn't actually fall on that game, and now the once back FNG in the bottom lane, they look for the kill on Purdue. He's going to go for a little bit of the extra mood feed and the regen with the Scorched Earth. Puppy does what he can, trying to get as much damage as possible with Launch Fire Spirits. But yeah, of course, the Fire Spirits. And this tower is almost down. Up top, they're having to dive here onto Misery. Actually, they're just kind of zoning him out of experience as they try to bring down that tier 1 as well. Realizing the need as the tower downstairs down to 165, not quite in deny range. And pushing the tower like that and not being quite able to zone out the Elder Titan, it's giving Misery quite a bit of levels. He's already about to hit 4. Doom is a little higher than that. They're going to jump on him up top. They'll throw down the sleep. Can Crick get in range for the magic missile? He will, and that's going to be Polar on the board, finding that kill on the top lane. Nicely done. Treads down on Illidan. 400, 500 gold towards his next item. Have to expect the Blink Dagger. S4's lane getting pushed in pretty heavily. How's his tower doing? Not too much damage to it. Venomancer being smart to keep the Plague Wards just in range of hitting creeps. Doesn't want the tower to help S4 clean him up. Void brings out the Midas, so Kuro's in this one for the long haul. Got 33 and 10, the most last hits in the game, and that one's not inflated by Plague Wards, but this is a rotation from Little. What's he going to do? I mean, there's not too much that he can do. Maybe Phobos tries to bait, and then find the Grave, maybe turn it around with a Poison Touch. I don't know if S4 would even bother playing aggressive. The lane's going perfect, no need to mess it up. And Puppy is already level 4. I guess every support's level 4. Seems like he's done pretty well chaining these pools. He's got all of them as he brings it over to the large camp and will clean it up. And even find himself the kill on the potato. So he can buy those boots. Courier's been upgraded. Have the wards already been refreshed? I don't think they have, yeah. So we can maybe invest in some wards. Plus he wants to transition into the core Phoenix here at the 6 minutes. He's like, you know what? I chained those pools together. I think I'm going to go for a Midas. See what we can find later on in this game. But more often, I think he's just going to say, ooh, Misery. Kind of wasting that TP though. He was maybe a little scared, but we'll just go ahead and defend. It's pulling up to level 4 right now. The bottom tower will fall. The last hit doesn't go to... Oh, it actually goes to... Okay, Poppy definitely now. He buys the wards, but... It's a lot of gold coming in for the support Phoenix. Like, what's he go for? What's the Phoenix item? It's generally the earned mech, right? That's what we see Phoenix build when he goes into the offlane. And we'll take a look at the skill builds as well. This is an early point in Sunray. Like, you look, it's 90 mana for the birds, and it's 100 for Sunray. That's already 2/3 of your mana pool. Like, this is a pretty big investment. With that TP coming in, and he comes back, this is going to be bad news for Phobos. Like his 8th death in a row. Puppy, though, doing what he can, using up that mana. And you can see, a TP, Spirits, and mana, and Sunray, he's completely out of mana. And that can be pretty dangerous. You can get the earned, it gives you mana regen, it doesn't give you any base mana. So maybe he builds a Bracer or something just to find some stats. Because, like I said, talking about the mech as an item for Phoenix, it can be very, very hard to find the mana to actually use it, because you're kind of focused on the Sunray, either doing damage, healing your allies, and also maybe trying to find a good egg. And that's what, 200 mana at rank 1? At all ranks, actually? And that's a lot. Misery, though, will fall on the top lane. That's going to be the second death that he's found here in the off lane. We saw him dying a lot in the last game of Secret today on the Nature's Prophet. He was dying, but he was getting experience, and that, in the end, is all that really mattered. We'll see the cleanup there on crit. Slark, though, was able to escape, and I think Misery pretty much doing the same thing, right? He's died a couple of times, but he's already almost level 6 at just 8 minutes, so I think the early deaths might be okay. And was he the one that picked up the first blood? I think that's where he finds his 1 kills. He's 1, 2, and 1. Puppy shows up in the mid lane. I think he's going to go to replace some Observer wards. Dazzle picking up the bounty. It was Slark that activated the haste on his way out, escaping from the top lane, so the 8-minute rune's already gobbled up. And he's right back to farming. Look at that, though. 59 CS on this Razor, 56 on the Void, and he went for a Midas. Polar have got to be feeling the need to put some pressure onto the Void. And not only did he have great farm, they've already grabbed the tower. And I think with the last hit so high, we'll just switch to net worth chart a little early. Midas comes out for Slark, so that's going to try to match that of the Faceless Void. But, I mean, we get late game, you got to, you know, feel pretty good about the Chronosphere against the Slark. And Slark, he's a hero. I mean, with the attack speed just coming from the treads and from the Midas, he can get involved and fight even with that. I mean, the same thing I guess goes for Kuroki, right? As long as he finds a decent chrono, he'll have some decent attack speed still. The wards go up. Actually, both teams opting to ward this. Very, very good for the Radiant. I feel like that's pretty much your go-to ward after you bring down the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. And if you can do that early enough, this is pretty much your go-to ward after your set of wards expires. So there was about 2-3 minutes of darkness there for Team Secret. Clearly it didn't bother them much, as they still lead in kills, 4-2. Slark on top of the net worth, though, at 4.9. Razor and Void right behind him. And Phobos is doing a bit better this time. It's only taken the 1 death, as opposed to the 7. He's got 1,000 gold up. He's got Tranquils and Aquila, along with that bottle. So the mech going to be turning these 2 iron branches into the mechanism. Up top, though, Kuroki going to jump in. The static storm as well, right on top of Hila. Not going to let this Slark cast anything else. And now Crit even going to be slept up. Misery with some move speed as he returns that Spirit and the glimpse back from No Tail. That reduced cooldown of 32 seconds. Reduced mana cost as well. They'll pull him back in. Actually, when Glimpse is maxed, it's more mana. It was 70 at rank 4. So it made it better early. And I guess technically a little worse, but the mana is not too much of a problem for a hero like Disruptor. He's already got the mana boots. He's got a stick up, so there's even some replenishment there. 731 in that mana pool. And with a nice pick up on the Slark, that will be the Razor and the Void. Right back up in the pole position there for the net worth. At 11 minutes, they look for another tier 1 SOP, but it could be quite a brawl. Slark is coming back in, looking to engage, trying to go for the drums as well. We've seen with the Bracer, with the Robe of the Magi. Phoenix, I think Puppy's got enough to finish up his Tranquils. And he realizes this is warded. He's going to go ahead and take it down. Puppy just being a menace. So the Dire lose 1 ward. I don't think that ward is that great for the Dire in general. But now they've got no rune control, and they've only got 1 ward over in the middle lane to secure their mid laner, who's not even there. They've pulled the Venomancer off. He's back in the jungle now. They want to even give that to a support. Doom is okay. Looks like he's rushing Ags. This I can get behind. Dude, not quite what it was without that Ags. He goes for the speed build. He's got the Tranquils and the speed aura, so another 12% movement coming in there. Should keep him alive. Has kept him alive. Also, moving quickly between the jungle and the offlane to get that experience when it hits the towers. The tower, because actually the first one is gone already. And both teams looking to smoke. Dazzle gonna pull one out for Polar side. He's also got some new wards to refresh as he looks towards that urn. And it was the smoke on, I think No Tail purchased it. Yeah, he did. And look at Kuroki already with the Mask of Madness. We saw him pick off 1 with the Chronosphere. It's not going to be a problem at all to find another. Soul Ring up on Misery, so going for that standard. Crit, tiny. Or not. If it is going to clear. 1-3-1 build here for the Vengeful Spirit. We'll see if he opts to go for more Magic Missile or for more into Vengeance Aura. Vengeance Aura can be pretty nice. We see the Vengeful Spirit picked up very, very often against a hero like Faceless Void because if Void kills you, he's generally forced to kill you, right? And that's going to reduce his damage by 9. So here we go. Kuroki going to get doomed up, but look at the static from Illidan jumps right into it. Little going to do what he can to try to keep up the Slark. Poison Nova goes out from Phobos. S4 though has already picked up a double kill. Illidan will get 1 as he tries to make his way out of here. The Elder Titan able to TP back into the base. Now the Icarus dive here. And the egg, as well as the Chrono from KuroKy. Things going terribly wrong up here. The Polar ice caps are melting to the supernovas. And Polar, they lose 3. Make it actually 4, as Mental Spirit already respawned. It was 4 for 2. Illidan goes back into the fray. He'll bring down 1. Now Sassford's like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to go for that. They're trying to find this cleanup here. Whoa, that's really weird that I can cast abilities. But alright. 10 and 5. That goes 4 for 3. So maybe in the end it wasn't all that bad for Polar, but they're kind of just getting ran at. They actually come out ahead. Oh no, they did more damage, so they've got that going for them, right? They do have damage, that's for sure. Most of it coming from the Venomancer. He did a little over 2,000. Razor just a little under 2,000, but the experience, it wasn't terrible, but it was a gain for Secret. They've got 3,000. They got about 900 more from that, and same thing in gold, about 850 more gold out of that engagement up top. And most of that going over to KuroKy as he's getting killed up. He's doing the Ancients. He's already got 1,700 gold after the Mask of Madness. KuroKy gonna look for that next item. Given that he's going up against a Venomancer and Poison Nova, he might just go for the BKB next. But I mean, there's also the Maelstrom. There's a possibility. TP's coming into the bottom lane. They don't want Phobos finding any farm down here. And yeah, okay, he's not going for the mechanism. I thought he might. Doom is going for the Ags. Phobos is going for the Ags. If anyone was going to pick up the mech, it's going to be one of the supports. I guess they'll just try to rely on the heal from the Shadow Wave, the extra armor, and maybe the urn if Little can ever finish it. We're already at under 16 minutes. And he hasn't even been able to get up to that urn. It's been a pretty tough game for the Dazzles. Look at those supports for VP.Polar. They are hurting a lot. They're bottom of the net worth right now. We'll look at the levels. They're also some of the lower levels in the game. Vend is at least up to level 8. Dazzle, though, at 6. Both offlaners at level 8. But look at the supports here. I guess Big Daddy tells it is, but Poppy up to level 9. So he's doing pretty good stuff on Phoenix. Got involved in that top team play. Did go down at the end. Illidan finally finds that tower. And he's going for a gotta go fast build. He's got already Treads Drums Yasha, a lot of attack speed coming from that, as well as the Midas. So his next item, you got to expect it to be, I would say the Scotty at this point. He doesn't go for that standard, I guess I'm just wrong. Illidan does tend to do weird things, generally with skilled builds, but maybe item builds as well. So it doesn't bother too much with the mobility item. Thinking the Chronosphere might just shut it down. Phobos has moved into the jungle. Now he's moved over to the Ancients, just trying to farm up everything with these Plague Wards. Gonna have to also move in and try to defend this tower. KuroKy is right nearby, and they've smoked in for this. And they will find it. They have a nice ward over to the left. That spotted Phobos rotating over. That forces a lot of TPs, but a good static storm and kinetic field will facilitate the retreat. So N0tail and KuroKy created quite a bit of space, but Slark's gonna go in for this. He will at least find N0tail riding on whatever the hell he's riding on. Like, what is that thing? I think KuroKy makes the right choice to dip into the tree line. Of course, we all know the trees is where it's safe. They're still looking for him, though. Dazzle, he's going to move closer, and he knows that they're there. He didn't get close enough for the tower to break the smoke, so it was a hero that broke it. KuroKy's like, oh yeah, Dazzle, you wanted to find me? Well, here I am. He'll bring him down. Doom was nearby, watching his buddy fall. Nothing he can really do about it. KuroKy, had he had the information of where Polar was, might have even went further and onto the Void, or excuse me, onto the Doom. But he'll pull back. It's 11-6 right now. Slark is still that net worth leader. He was doing quite well with his farm. 9.6k, but Razor and Void right behind him. Razor looks to be going for the Aquila, Treads, Drums, straight into the BKB. And it is the Maelstrom that comes out for KuroKy, but this is a very big item pickup that just comes out on Phobos. Going for the Aghanim Scepter now. It's completed. So that means tons and tons of damage coming from that Poison Nova. We'll see if he wants to go for that Veil of Discord next. Maybe he doubles back for the mech. It's still fairly early, right? It's only 18 minutes. Slark will finish the S and Y. And Elder Titan gonna go in for the long haul. He'll pick up the Midas. As he's going to look for big items such as maybe Sheepstick, maybe Shivas, and also Lincoln Sphere could be a potential item this game. Lincoln Sphere always pretty good when you're going up against Doom. There's always that chance that Doom will waste it. And as Doom goes for the Ags, oh, he actually has his as well. So there's a lot of items completed. The Urn for Puppy and the Tranquil, so no surprise on those builds, item builds for the Phoenix, at least thus far. We'll see if he wants to go for a mech or maybe he picks up something else. The Urn for Dazzle. It looks like with the Sage's Mask, crit on the Venge will look for the Medallion. Let's check out some of the wards. We've got one in the safe lane, or excuse me, the off lane here for the Dire Squad. I think it just cuts out of vision, but Turtle ward down to the bottom rune. I think this is getting pinged out. I think they know it's there. Just watching some of the jungle camps, maybe some rotations, but we're about to fight. Oh, we're already fighting. Illidan's in some trouble. The Grave Up, though, will keep him alive. He'll Shadow Dance to try to regen as much as possible as he wants to chase down Kuroki. Kuroki already threw out the Chronosphere. The heal coming in from Puppy. Puppy, is he going to go for that egg? The swap back, and they'll bring down the Void. That's the first death of Kuroki. Also with that Midas, 1800 gold, and dies with Midas on cooldown. So you know you're never happy when that happens. You just feel the loss of efficiency. Oh no, FNG up top. He might go for the Blink. The Blink Ags will be really, really good. You can jump on basically anyone at that point. Have his way with them. Disabling the passives now, so you'll be able to get rid of the backtrack. But I think Secret realized the need to maybe slow this Doom down. They've got 3 up top. They would like to push that tier 1 tower down, open up the map even further. Phobos is being able to find quite a bit in the jungle. 8.2k net worth. He's second for his team. He's 4th overall. Doom just below that at 6.9. And now the Midas on the Elder Titan starting to pay off as he's staying in line. He's last net worth on the core. He probably won't overtake the Doom, who also has Devour to help him out. But TP is coming to the bottom lane. What are they going to do? That's No-Tail coming in, so if they can throw off the... Yeah, they'll get it. Is he going to drop the Static Storm? No, he's not going to commit that. And they'll find the Deny, though. So that's pretty nice. Uh-oh. Probably going to make it to that location. He's got the Sunray up on top of the other terrain there. Not wanting to use the Icarus Dive as the longer cooldown. If you were to get leashed, that would have stopped at 36 seconds. You're probably falling. So I think the Sunray to the high ground is the right call. And for those that don't know, maybe you don't play Phoenix a lot, Sunray, when you move forward with the active, you can go over terrain. You have flying. Just slow flying, and you don't turn very well. Like a jumbo jet. And if you buy an Ags, you can even have 1 passenger. Well, sort of, inside the Supernova. Well, I do think that is terrible. Maybe, just maybe, refresh Terrorblade's Metamorphosis. Just permanent Metamorphosis. Egg. Use Metamorphosis, it runs out of Refresher. Egg. Use Metamorphosis again. Maximum uptime. That's how you end a game with Phoenix and Terrorblade, but no. Joking aside, we'll just see Kuroki moving back in, trying to find some farm. 2,800 gold. I think he just wants to go for the full Mjolnir here, get that Lightning shield up. Lightning goes with Lightning, right? Like, that should work. S4, give him the Mjolnir, put him on the front lines. Obviously, Kuroki could put it on himself. And S4 stinks sort of with the new school item builds of the Razor. A lot of times we'll see people still go for the Ags to bring the push of the Razor online so that Eye of the Storm will hit towers. But the AC works just as well. We've seen with the Hyperstone, he's got the plate mail now, so he's like, what, 1,800 gold away from finishing up that AC. And I feel like Team Secret are just going to go ahead and farm until they get up these items. The last couple team fights, while they went in favor of Secret, it wasn't by like a massive amount. So I think they're just going to hold off, keep farming. Roche is maybe an objective they can go for here. They do have a pretty solid experience lead at 5,000 gold, but looking... or 5,000 experience, excuse me. But looking at the gold, their net worth lead is, I don't know, somewhere in between 1 and 2,000, maybe 1,500. Not the largest at 23 minutes. But even though it's not the largest, they went in for a pretty heavy investment under this gem, looking for complete map control. and this could be a pretty good fight. Escort on the lines. Going to start off with the BKB. That is going to be the 10-second charge. The Sunray heal coming through. Illidan, though, is still alive. Now Void going to jump over, throws out the Chrono, will catch the bird in it. He also got little. Was maybe hoping for a little bit more. Crit, though, with the swap, we can already see him facing that way. Might go in to save the Dazzle. And this is what I was talking about earlier. It's Crit who does very, very well as a Vengeful Spirit against the Faceless Void. You either swap someone out, which is one of the very few abilities that can actually get someone out of Chrono. The other one coming to mind being Wisp's Tether Relocate. But you force Void to kill the Venge, or does not kill anybody. And yeah, there's the swap out. Actually, it was a kind of a bot glimpse, I think, that got him out. So the swap wasn't even have to... No, swap was going to okay. So Crit's going to fall, and there's that negative aura going out. The heal, though, this is nice from Puppy. It's not going to be quite enough to keep the Razor alive. And now Puppy's maybe even in a little trouble. The Icarus dive away, and FNG, I think, should fall here too. Misery with one more right click should do it, but can he catch up? He's being slowed down. One more right click was not quite enough. VP.Polar, though, they've lost 4. So let's make sure we state that first. It was the 2 cores of Secret that fell in that engagement, and the Soul Ring is there. Astral Spirit in 1. Boom. That's the kill. Misery up to level 12 and 3,000 gold. With the Midas, 2, 3, and 11, this Elder Titan could have a Shiva's Guard or that Lincoln's pretty soon, and that's going to be big. And now Dota 2 just crashing here on the Dazzle as Polar already made some substitutions. They substituted out Mag, that new official member, along with FNG because he was having internet issues. Some pauses in the last game as a result of that. And now that Dazzle's computer is crashing, they've got to be pretty frustrated. This game isn't going exceptionally well either, and it was a big day for VP, right? Like, they came in, or VP.Polar, they came into this, let's pull it up, 6-2, looking to win some games. I would say they got upset by Vega, who was a team that was 7-6. Now they're 8-6. They find themselves in 6th place. Virtus.Pro Polar in 8th, having not played a lot of games. If they lose this, they'll be 6-4, and if they win out from there, they still have potential to tie for the top 4. As 4 is the most losses in the top 4 right now. That's Hellraiser's 11-4. Empire is 8-3. If they lose one more, that gives any team with 4 losses potential to still get in there and tie. Team Secret, if they win this, I think they're in for good. That'll make them 11-3. There's very few teams with 3 losses. If they beat VP, and they beat VP, so that'll put them to 4. The only other team that could possibly make a run for it would be Empire at 3 losses, 8-3. And Lions, well, they're already up in there. But they're 10-2, and who does Lions have to play? If they've been playing very well. They obviously beat Secret. I think Lions can go ahead and beat Empire. That'll be a pretty important game for the standings. That'll make Lions 11-2 if they win that. They also have to play Power Rangers as well as NIP. NIP they should beat. I mean, that's the 2-11 team right now. So they're not doing so hot. Although they did beat Alliance. I actually cast that game. That game was pretty ridiculous. And they beat PR. So there's potential for upset. But I feel like the Lions are probably going to find themselves cemented here into the top 4. As it looks like we're ready to go. I didn't leave you guys with much of a screen as I went to take a look at those standings. It was Polar losing quite a few in that last team fight. Slark went down. I think did we pause for Slark first at the start of the team fight, and then we had to pause for Dazzle afterward, I think is how it went down. So hopefully that didn't affect them too much. Like if Slark, hopefully he was lagged out after he died, but we'll never really know for sure. And then the team fight recap, what happened during the pause? I was kind of just expecting it to pop up after, but I guess we must have missed it. That was one I wanted to click on. Nice. D-Ward, that gem coming in handy. Misery, the one holding that. 3,300 gold. It goes for the 4-staff. Alright. I mean, you can't get mad at a 4-staff purchase. I thought he might put his eyes on something bigger. But that can be dangerous, right? You buy, like, yes, I got a Mystic Staff. And then, like, you keep dying, the game turns around. You're like, I've got a Mystic Staff. Like, this item does nothing for this hero. It just turns into something bigger later on. So, spending the gold, the 2,000 or so that takes to build the force, probably the better call. Because that item will do something no matter what. And VP.Polar is going to go in and get this Roche. The Spirit, though, about to put everyone to sleep. A little Dark Pacted. That was a pretty good call there by him. And the rush will go down. That's going to be Aegis over to the Slark right now. We see Kuroki picking up a big item. He does not opt to go all the way for the Mjolnir quite yet. He'll take a pit stop for that BKB. Disruptor looking for the Ags after his Arcanes. Not a big surprise there. BKBs, Ags, the SMR on Illidan we called. It looks like he is going for maybe a BKB of his own. He picked up the Mithril Hammer first at this point, feeling confident in his survivability. I would expect it to be a BKB, but maybe not. Oh, what is that? That sounded brutal. Yeah, okay, it was on the courier. So there it is. We see it delivered. And now I'll have a pause the other way for secret. Isn't Dota the best? Isn't it the best game ever, guys? It's cosmetic time. So that's what we've come to. Oh, Phoenix doesn't have any. Yeah, I wanted to know what this was for a while. The Valakul. It was like a hammerhead shark mixed with a boar, and a raptor. The hammerhead shark raptor. Laser sharks. The acolyte of the claws. The thing is, like, I don't know how I feel about the Void Hammer. I really don't. Say goodbye to this model, right? I wonder if he'll have hooves again after the rework. Call him Feetless Void. And Faceless Void. He really doesn't have either. It's lacking a lot of key features of regular humanoids. They want to go kill the Venomancer. See if they can. Kuroki's going to jump forward. He'll get the tower in that as well. There is some armor coming forward towards BK Phobos because of that weave, but it's not going to be enough. They can't get off the grave. Now the tower is going to be brought down by S4 and friends. Actually, No-Tail will go back and find it. Kuroki finds a double kill here, unveiling that BKB. Elish tries to jump in. He already used that pounce to swap back and to zoom now onto S4. Can he run out of this? The heal coming in from Puppy while also moving forward. Earth Splitter and the Sun Ray going to get people out of there. They'll bring back Crit and they'll bring him down. Now the Egg goes off. That's going to refresh those abilities. They jump forward by Kuroki. That will still slow move speed. Will no longer slow attack speed, and that's life number one. Now the Sun Ray making its way over slowly, but it can't even turn in time. Was just trying to heal. I think it was just trying to heal up the Razor as Razor ran forward. That's why he egged. I don't even know if it was for the team fight as much as it was. I want this Sun Ray off cooldown so that I can continue to heal this Razor again. They bring him back from down pretty low, and 4 heroes die. That's 3.8k experience. Nothing gained for Polar. 1,000 gold lost, and 1.6k gold gained for Team Secret. So that pushes them out, I think, pretty far ahead. Look at the experience, 12,000. They're about to take another tower off the map. They're about 6,000 gold up. Phobos comes back in, though. Once you use that Nova, will get glimpsed back, sent home. Now he's not there to defend. Kuroki's in a little bit of trouble. Where's our Sun Ray now? Puppy is there with the Fire Spirits. There's the Sun Ray back onto Kuroki. Still not going to turn and fight it quite yet. Now the Storm Ray, or excuse me, the Shadow Dance is going to run out. BKB's off cooldown. Illidan looking for as much as he can, just buying some time. Not going to be able to cancel any of these TPs out. He'll go into his Puppy instead. Puppy, though, doesn't have Sun Ray. He'll Icarus dive off and TP out. That hero's hard to catch. As long as you don't play super reckless, which Puppy has not done this game. Escaped from the Slark a few times already. S4's finished up the Assault Cures after that fight. Maybe even had it for that fight. Not 100% on that, but since then he's already got 2.7k gold, so I'm leaning towards him having had it in that last fight. Now I think you go for the Ags safely with no problem, as Dazzle's going to disconnect Polar again, having some more troubles. And unfortunately for them, they've got another game to play after this against the Anchors. Which is, every game from now on is important for Polar. If we look at the Anchors, they're done. They're not making it. They're 4-10. So they're playing for the upset. Virtus.Pro Polar is playing for the wins today. So yeah, Vlad saying it. Tough day for VPP. 1 month tough. Dang. Yeah, and that puppy, they got to play in Dota Pit pretty soon. I don't know. I think that's just after Starladder Europe today, but it might be tomorrow. I'm not 100% on that. I saw someone say it's 1945 CET, but they didn't give me a day, so I'm assuming that was today. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't actually find the information anywhere. Wow, they're going to take 2 stand-ins. That'd be disheartening. Does Dota Pit's not a LAN, is it? Me showing my ignorance to things I don't cast. I think it's just online, and if it's BO5, that's got to be the finals, right? That's a lot of money. That tournament's like over $80,000. Second prize ain't going to be bad, but you obviously want first. Wow, Razor's 9-1-4. 219 CS. 9-1-4. He's way up there on the KDA chart. Slark not doing bad, 5-2-2. Same thing goes for the Void, 4-2-8, also doing quite well. Big Daddy No Tail has been a big part of Secret's performance this game, involved in 13 of their 19 kills. Same thing goes for Misery. 3-12, involved in 14 of the 19, so actually involved in even one more. Venomancer, surprise, surprise, not having a fun time. He's doing better this time than he did in the last game, but he's 2-4-1, and Puppy's 1-1-10. And it's been a really fun game for both Little and Crits. On top of internet issues, they're 0-5 and 0-6. S4 on the net worth, not a surprise after we checked out his kills. 16.3k. Slark at 15.4. Kuroki a little bit behind that. And quite a few Midas this game. 2 on the side of Secret, and 1 over there on the Slark for Polar. 1,000 gold away from the Ags, if that's what Razor so chooses. Getting pretty close to finishing up the full Mjolnir, if that's what Kuroki chooses. Got 9 seconds left on his BKB. 9 seconds left on Razor's BKB. 9 seconds left on Slark's BKB, so all those cores pretty much find themselves in the same situation. 10 seconds now on the new BKB for the Venomancer, so that's pretty big. If you can go ahead and survive through that Poison Nova, get some more right clicks, drop some more Plague Wards, just be annoying. That's Puppy clearing out the wave. Fire Spirits and Sunrave will clear any creep wave, so it allows Phoenix to push actually pretty fast. And even farm pretty fast as a support. Like, you give him a lane, he easily pushes out 2 lanes of creeps in 2 seconds, gets all the last hits. Tower gonna go down. S4 just with the strong right clicks. Now only 100 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter. Ag's there for Doom. That was his first item. He went for the Blink afterwards, and now he goes for the Plate Mail, so he's looking for the Blink Shiva's Ag's. Probably the best way to build your Doom these days. I don't mind the Vlad's coming up early on either. Vlad's Blink, maybe into the Shiva's Ag's. Ag's is feeling pretty required on that hero since the nerfs. But it puts Doom in a good place, right? Like, he still gets picked, he even still gets banned sometimes. And he will still win a game. I think it was Loda that was talking about it. Like, Ag's Scepter is pretty much the way to go. And FMG will blink forward and Doom the target he wants to do. That's going to be the Void. S4 though standing on the front lines and delivering that damage. The Egg up here from the Phoenix Sun, well protected, so it's a good position to throw it. It doesn't merit very much, though. As Puppy now going to have to do the Icarus dive out of here. As Disruptor will fall. Polar, though, they're alive and kicking, man. Slark is getting pretty hard to deal with. No Tails down, they'll use the Egg cooldown. That won't be back for another 80 seconds. And actually, the Venomancer finds a kill there on the Razor. I'm not oh, he just ticked out. I was like, what's... Alright, that was... It's pretty nuts. It's a lot of damage coming up with that axe. And as long as there's some other dot, he will die. This Poison Nova is non-fatal. Now the Basher coming out here after the S and Y. No Scotty. That's like the item that almost every single Slark will go. But he'll skip it. Gets into that Basher. It's problematic. VP.Polar definitely still have a shot this game. They fell pretty far behind. Still are pretty far behind. It was 15,000 experience when it was at its worst. 8,000 gold. And now Dazzle are going to opt to buy up that gem as well. And let's see, the gem. Did he buy a gem or just pick it up? Whose is that? He bought it. Courier holding on to it? I know that Secret had one, but where did it go? Oh, it's sitting in their base. So it looks like they did bring it back, maybe with a courier. Drop it back in the base. So both teams with the gem. Illidan wants to go to Scotty, otherwise he would have sold the Orb of Venom, but he's buying some other things first, like that Basher. And now we've got crits. Are those? Oh my god. Tranquil Boots, 33 minutes. Woo! They go for the medallion first. That +6 armor is really going to help, right? Especially against an AC. If anyone gets stuck in the chrono, not only can you medallion them, waste some attacks, you can also then swap. And maybe you live as well if you can wait out some of that chrono duration. That's going to get harder and harder, though, as Kuroki, 4,000 gold. So he's waiting on a big item purchase. Going to see what he can't do with his current inventory, though. Alright, someone confirming on Twitter. It is online Dota Pit Finals, Secret versus VP in an hour. So that'll be after the Virtus.Pro Polar and Anchors game. So they've been playing a lot today. And let's say they don't get out with a victory here. Maybe they can find the win against Anchors and build up some momentum, at least with the match point. But if they lose that, that's got to be tough. To have 3 losses in a row and then commit to a best of 5. I really don't envy them right now, especially having those issues. Secret, S4, gonna go ahead and BKB out and try to fight, draining down Illidan. Illidan gonna get caught in the sleep, but throughout the ultimate regains quite a bit of health. His BKB is not going to help him. Kuroki's still alive. Probably going to try to heal him up, but they'll turn this around. Slark has fallen. He's got buyback. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't throw the buyback here. But maybe they turn it. Especially with the Void having died right now. S4 picks up a double kill instead. Crit is going to be able to TP out. And another safety tower will fall. Aghanim Scepter was delivered for Razor in that fight. That definitely helped out. He's 11, 2, and 4 right now. Only 1 tier 2 remaining, and that's going to be in mid. Roshan was already taken and will be respawning in about a minute. Popping the ult for that? I guess why not? And okay, he does go for something big. Wow, he's come a long way. Finish the 4 staff. Couple team fights go their way. Misery picks up the Lincoln Sphere at 35 minutes on top of the Force, Midas, Soul Ring, and Tranquils, and still another 800 gold to go to work with there. I could see the Shivas, again, being his next item. He could also maybe BKB up. I mean, you return that Astral Spirit, you turn that hero into a right-clicker. If you've got a BKB to stand on the front lines and do a bunch of damage, it can definitely work out. Looks like the refresher is going to be the order of business for Razor. Again, it could be a Lincoln's, but the refresher for the push seems like it will be pretty nice. If he gets off the Doom, or if he gets off both of those and then is maybe the Doom target, like it doesn't do anything. Like if Razor already has cast his abilities, Doom doesn't hurt him too much. Void as well. I guess Doom does hurt him. We've already seen Doom blinking forward into the thick of the team fights just to Doom the Faceless Void. That won them a fight in middle not too long ago, and that was the one fight they won. Doom now has the crit aura, the activator's aura, and critical strike. He's looking for a BKB. He went for the plate mail. So it's good he's got that armor. That's going to help him out. That'll negate the effects of that Assault Cuirass. But he goes back for the BKB, so that'll delay the Shivas. Which means the attack speed of Secret is not really that harmed right now. Doom thinking about going in for the blink first. Roshan is back. Both teams got to know the next big fight probably happens at the Roche pit. You can see Misery drawing some lines. Maybe they want to smoke up and head over towards Roche. Santa Claus. Who clean out those pesky plague wards? Pretty decent location for both teams to fight. I mean, yes, the devastating Chronosphere. Oh, there's actually 2 of them now, as the Refresher Orb will come out for the Void already. So that's what he was saving up all that gold for. Not worried, quite worried about the damage, just wants the 2 chronos. Phoenix moving towards the BKB. Kind of a weird item. Although, when there's an Axe Poison Nova, pretty much everyone needs a BKB or you're gonna die. Looks like the Veil for the Venomancer might be coming out. That's definitely going to be the next choice for Venom. See how much gold he's got. So he needs about 2,000. Maybe 1,900 gold, and he'll be able to finish up that Veil of Discord. If they can win one more fight, they'll probably find it straight up. But there's the Doom out onto the Razor, but he's able to get forced out by an ally. And now on the back lines, we've got a Sagstorm and a Chronosphere onto FNG. That's the Doom, and they're going to throw out the Refresher. I don't think they quite knew about it yet. Kuroki's still fighting. The linkage was put up on him. He'll bring down Crit. Is he going to turn around and Chrono these two? He will. He'll go straight onto Dazzle this time. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Egg in the background. Kuroki with the double kill. Can it be the triple? Nice Earth Splitter. Now the heal coming in from the Phoenix from Puppey, but it's not going to be enough. He will fall, and Illidan grabbing a double kill is going to pounce out over that. He'll bring down No-Tail with Dark Pack damage. And now he looks to chase. It's 4-4-4. Misery, the only surviving member. That Elder Titan. And, well, that's a bloodbath. And VP.Polar being the team that is behind right now works out in their favor. They get about 3,000 experience out of that exchange. And they net maybe like 750 gold. So not much in gold, but it definitely gets them back into this game in experience. It puts Slark out, I would guess, at the highest level. Yeah, he's level 23 now, having been the surviving member. Razor at 22, Void at 20. 6,100 gold, so there's your Abyssal Blade. And we've seen Abyssal Blade on Slark. That's a game-winning item. And he's going to go pick it up right now. With 2,400 in the bank after that purchase, rolling around like a true baller. Illidan might want to go now for this Roche. The double chronos are down, and the Void himself is down for another 15 seconds. So there it is. It's going to be the Roche. Pings coming out aplenty from Team Secret, as this game is starting to turn around. Not starting to, it's been turning around. I think effectively we can say it has turned around. Granted, there are still massive leads, but the last couple team fights have either been very, very close or in Virtus.Pro Polar's favor. Now they've got that Aegis up on the Slark. We've seen this hero. It's so hard to deal with, man. Take this hero to the late game. Even against someone like a Void, it's become problematic. And Illidan is surviving hard for this one. He does not care. He's even going to pop a BKB. He'll get that bash off. Did not use the Abyssal. He'll bring down the egg. There's a lot of clips to do that. Kuroki, his ultimate's already on the cooldown, and Illidan maybe gets a little too over-aggressive. Again, he's got a second life, but now FNG on the Doom has already fallen here. Illidan going to go out and retreat. Polar lose 3. Gem of True Sight going to be dropped down. I think both teams dropped their gem right there. And now Razor finishes up his axe. Illidan wants to go back in for some more, though. When he finds someone, he'll try to jump onto Big Daddy No-Tail. He doesn't quite get caught. Where's the glimpse? Does he decide to use it? Misery will TP out. Wasn't really what Polar was looking for. They lose 3 heroes there. One of them, it looks like 4, but that was an Aegis death for Slark. So that's all the experience back that Secret just lost in the last team fight, and even a little bit of gold afterwards. So, all right. It was the start of something. I guess Polar feeling the need to do something crazy, something high risk, high reward. That doesn't quite pay off. They definitely don't even get the tower. Razor has picked up this Refresher now. Double Chrono going to be available in 34 seconds for Void. The 3 BKBs for Secret to the 2 BKBs of Polar. Both teams feeling the need for the magic immunity. The Abyssal, maybe should have just used it on that Phoenix. I mean, he got Phoenix anyways in the end, but he had to attack that egg, what, 11 times? Which, that's a lot, right? I don't think it's going to take Slark 11 hits to kill anybody. Wanted a bigger fish to fry. Said gets fried. Already at 4,800 after buying that Abyssal Blade. 5,700 now as I'll sell the mines and go straight into that I always say Battle Fury. Butterfly as he gets the Eagle Song. Those item names very similar. The items themselves, not so much. Just wait until Battle Fury gets active. Close his heart for 3 seconds. Anyway, Svobo's jumping in with that Blink Dagger and the Axe, so he unveils that. He took a bit of a detour off from going for the Veil of Discord, and this starts things off right. Kuroki is already dead. He's going to be forced to buy back. No Tail is now dead. S4, though, along with the Phoenix Egg, has just got to protect the VIP, and maybe they can get out of this. That's pretty big for Polar, though, to force the buyback of the Void. We can see when they jump on a fight like that, they can definitely win it. I don't think Secret will let that happen again now that the Secret is out. Venno with the Blink. And he did also go for the Helm of Iron Will, which means we're... How much is that recipe for Veil, actually? Like 1,000? 1,250. So he's about 900 gold away from finishing up that Veil of Discord. That's going to be deadly. Liquid Sphere put up onto S4. Kuroki there with the double chrono available. And Boots and Travel even. Had enough, I think, to go ahead and grab those and buy back. Looks like Misery beat the shot caller here, saying let's go top. Just him drawing up on the minimap, and they will back off. Slark, our net worth leader, not really too surprising. He's going for the flank already. Or just to push out the wave. No, he's going for the flank. He wants to find some kills. A ward was put down rather aggressively here for the Radiant. So Secret keeping that intel up. Ward down here for the Dire as well. Puppy's BKB has used that 10-second charge. Look at some of the other heroes. 5 seconds on the Razor, so that's not great. At the end of the world, though. 5 seconds on Faceless Voids as well. So look at Slarks has been able to hold on to some more charges. Now his is also down to 5. And FNG, his is at 10. His was a little more recent. Hasn't really had the time to use it. Did go down first in that last fight very, very quickly. I think it got chronoed and Static Stormed. Oh, actually, it looks like it's Static Storm. Is that Ag Scepter yet? Yes, it is. So I think he was in the Static Storm at least, which means no popping of the BKB. So he goes down, but he can be maybe on the positive side of things, saying, at least I still have that 10-second charge. As a Roche, the last one went to Polar. Team Secret would love to grab that and try to go high ground with it. Put Razor on the front line with Eye of the Storm. Refresh. Eye of the Storm. Maybe just go up with 2. Although that's something that did get adjusted. Even in 6.82. If you die, the Eye of the Storm will not persist anymore. If you had an Aegis. It's maybe a reason to not use 2 at once, or to not use it on your first life. Or to be more careful and not just go in and die on your first life. They get both gems back. Polar now. They've got a gem on Dazzle. They've traded gems. Okay, so Little has secrets. And was it Misery has Polars? Yeah, that's how it's working with the gems. Both teams, though, still maintaining it. A little bit easier for Polar to D-ward just because Slark can tell them, okay, the Shadow Blade is disabled right here. It shouldn't be. Take out this ward. And maybe that's why when I was looking for wards recently, we didn't see very many. The gems have been up in this game for a long time. The Dire, though, going to put a fresh one here, and the Radiant going to put a fresh one there. Now, those are easy D-wards, just if anyone walks by, and the gem is along with them. All outer towers have fallen for Secret, so they've got a massive map control advantage just looking at towers. They can see a little bit further out. And they're also pushed a lot further out. Polar kind of put back into their base. They haven't taken the tier 2 tower yet. Are they even close, actually? No, not really. Alright, Secret farming up the jungle, pushing out the lanes. But Polar want to move out. They don't want to be subdued. Oh, the Gleb's back. But that's a glimpse back, and the ultimate will go off from Phobos. Most BKBs are here, but now we're going to have a key moment. We're going to have a disconnect from Slark, and Illidan's going to have to come back into this. And maybe be a bit confused. It can be pretty hard to just jump into this. Illidan's in a good place, though. He's not in the thick of the team fight. He's still outside of it. He can come back in. He already is back in. He can have a look. Well, actually, he can't have a look. Because they paused. Or was it auto? I don't even... Alright, here they go. Doom is going to go out. This time he's on to Kuroki, which means he can't get off either chrono. The egg goes. It's going to be attacked. Illidan trying to focus. Secret still doing a lot of damage over here. Egg going to be refreshed. Illidan stunned up. Phobos has found a double kill here, though. From the grave with that Nova damage. And look at that, man. This team fight goes terribly, terribly wrong for Secret. They have not been able to really win these team fights for a long while now. The Axe Doom Blink has been doing its job, and Slark is just so terrifying that if he jumps on you with the Abyssal, you're absolutely going to die. This time he doesn't waste any attacks onto that egg, just lets it burn, whatever. At this point, it doesn't affect him too much. Butterfly's completed, and already another 3,500 gold. He can sell out the Midas, he can buy something big. Can also use Boots of Travel. Maybe he sells the Midas. Picks up an Aegis. Gets those Boots of Travel. As things are turning around nicely. This is a must-win game for Polar, and I think it's showing. Even with their standard, they are trying really, really hard, and they're staying in this game. They've brought it back from the brink. They were 10,000 gold down. Now they're back at equilibrium. Maybe we'll even have the lead. They were almost 20,000 experience down. They're bringing it back. They've halved it to about 10, and it's even moving more in their favor. Slark is pretty far out front on net worth right now. About 3,000, 4,000 gold out. Doom is pushed his way into second place. The Midas and the Devour paying off for this long game as we approach 50 minutes. Now the Axe Refresher is there for Doom. I'm actually... What is that sound? Like, that's so brutal. When Slark, like every other Slark attack, like breaks someone's neck. But anyways, the Axe Doom is big. I mean, already Secret can't get off their Chronos, and that's really what they're relying on right now. If you could Doom up both the Void and the Razor, or even Razor Phoenix, Void Phoenix, something like that, it's going to be devastating. The Sunray, even though he put a very early point in it, Puppy's been using it to, I think, pretty good effect, but there's a lot of damage from the Slark. It's not enough to keep people up for that long. Maybe if you start healing them when they're at full HP, they'll stay alive for a while longer. But if they're already low, it's not enough. Like, the burst damage is there that they can just quickly chunk like 200-300 damage, and the heals don't even really go through. 2.5k gold for the Vengeful Spirit now. Can look for Blink, can look for Ags. Both would be pretty solid. Able to stand a lot further back and save anyone from that Chrono. Or even swap out the Void. He'll go Blink. Same principle though, like stand far back and swap someone out. So even if they do find one Chrono, it'll be Void forcing to kill the Vengeful Spirit to make less damage for him and anyone around Kuroki. $2,000 gold after he picks up the Refresher. Now Illidan wants to go in again. He's got that Agent. He will pistol up through the BKB, trying to bring down S4. Look at those essence stacks go up. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's got so much agility coming out from this Phobos. Going to be kept alive by the Grave, and now the egg is going to go out. No one did yet on Polar. The first one to go down is the Venge. Now Phobos, but did he get off a good Poison Nova? It looks like he may have. Ability is off a cooldown right now. Actually, not. They're both in the clear. Illidan trying to move forward. Flutterman. I guess he still wants that active. Trying to use that life. Fill up Abyssal up on Puppy and find another kill. He's dominating right now, and he's going to try to escape if he can. The Grave there to facilitate, but put to sleep by a good stomp from Misery. That offlane Elder Titan was not actually no self-playing, and he will fall. That's one life. Going to try to keep him there, but no ult for 35 seconds on the Disruptor. Illidan even thinks about getting aggressive, and they'll lose that tier 2 tower. VP.Polar want this. They feel the need for the victory. There are some buybacks here on the core heroes, and that's going to be one forced out. I think Polar backs off for now. They don't want to fight without that Venomancer, who doesn't look like he'll be forced to buy back. At the 52-minute mark, Illusion Bounty going to be the runes. Sheepstick now for the Elder Titan. Now this is something that can turn it around. It's tough though to just sheep a Slark in the middle of combat. You really got to keep a close eye on whether or not he's already dark packed, because if you sheep and he's already casted, he'll get out of that immediately. By the time you're paying attention to Slark, he might even just jump on you and kill you. So, Misery gonna have to make some pretty clutch decisions. You can also just use it for the Doom. If you can delay the Doom outputs, that might even be enough. Chronos are back. The double chrono won't be back for 90 seconds though. Double Doom will also, same thing, back in 90 seconds. Singular Doom available. Going for the AC now on Illidan. They want a little bit more pushing power. They brought down 1 tier 2. They still got 2 more to go before they level up things in terms of map control. And with the 1 chrono available, Secret, they'll smoke up. Even though it's nighttime, they feel the pressure to find a kill. And if they can find a kill, looking at the situation of, again, they've taken all the tier 2, so they can go ahead and push. VP.Polar now lead by 5,000 gold. The first time they've led in gold the entire game. Still a little bit behind in experience, but here they go. They're going to find Slark. Slark will throw off the counter. We'll get silenced. But look at this. Phobos jumping in with the veil, everything, and the poison. So much damage going out. It's a pretty nice ultimate for Misery with the Earth Splitter, but Kuroki feels the need to jump out of this fight. I don't know if that's a good sign. He already used the chrono. Nothing out of it. Now the bird dies. Will Disruptor go down as well? No, he's got back to base, but the fight is still raging here. There's a Doom on the Kuroki. He's going to drop now. They continue to chase out Misery. The sheep goes out. Well, the secret is out. They know that the sheep is there. It's used to no effect, and FNG finds another kill. He's wicked sick. Crit and Illidan already still. They're searching for kills. That evens up the kills. And surely now, it'll be Polar leading in experience and gold for the first time in this game at the 54-minute mark. They have to go back and get this creep wave. They're not going to get many objectives, but I think the first objective was, let's get back in this game. And they've done that. And now, the objectives will be, let's find some kickoffs, let's get some towers, let's finish the game now that we're back in the lead. And Doom comes out with the Shiva's Guard right now. It's not even that was pretty heavily delayed as he decided to go for... He had the plate mail. Maybe that was his choice, just buying a plate mail. It is one of the best just standalone items. Like if you're going to have anything in your inventory that's not a completed item, plate mail's the thing to have. That and I guess Ghost Scepter, but not for Doom. Different story there. Either way, the Chivas gets slayed. He finally finishes it off. He went for the BKB and the Refresher afterwards. And that is obviously done very, very well. The BKB ensures that it gets across the Dooms. And look at this, the tier 3 tower falls. Kuroki does not want to have to buy back right now. It's No-Tail and Puppy trying to hold on to this, bringing down that wave, but the whole lane of Rax will fall. This is the only one they can get. The tier 2 towers are still elsewhere. FNG is working on that, trying to clear out this creep wave quickly. So it looks like the tier 2 will fall. Do they want to fight this? Double Chrono is available. Double Doom is available. And they're going to smoke up, pretending to back. Secret probably expects them to back. Illidan, no, okay, Illidan stays on the front line. Surely this guy's not alone at 55 minutes of the game. He'll go to the front line. Kuroki going to jump in. There's Chrono number 1. Looking for the swap, we're going to find it. Kuroki now forced to kill crit, and he will. That means damage is reduced. FNG got 1 Doom off onto Kuroki. Refreshed. He has not been able to use that other yet. He's going to get shooted up. He'll be on top of that. Oh, the Grave! Will the Grave allow him to get off another Doom? It will. He throws it onto S4. He even pops the Shivas. Now Phobos thinks about going back in. I don't know if that was the right call. He'll get caught in the static field. But Illidan, S4 still doomed. There's no way he gets out of this. Illidan, easy cleanup. Put a buyback. Kuroki will use it now. There's 1 dash, and Illidan's going to be trying to run out of this. Another chrono available here for Kuroki, and this should be the death of Illidan. There's quite a bit of damage, but is this going to be enough? Will they find the dashes? The time locks. He tries to dark pack that, and he almost narrowly does. Poppy, though, with a double kill. Will not allow the pounce to the high ground, and VP.Polar have lost 4. Everyone, though, with a buyback. There's a big kill on the Slark. His first death in a while. He put a 9,000 gold difference between himself and the Razor. Call him the comeback kid as Kuroki will Mask of Madness up, and he'll look for Phobos. That's slow, though, still going to be pretty annoying. The sheep coming in for Misery. And they'll clean him up. Does he have buyback? He does. And actually, it looks like Crit didn't, but he's respawned. It was a good play by him to disrupt that first chrono. Did a pretty good job. So what the hell is this? That is art. Oh my god. Holy crap. Not only did they take the lead, they took the biggest lead of the game yet over the last like 20 minutes. Not even, over the last like 10 minutes from 47 to 57. It's been a almost 20,000 gold change in advantage of Polar. They get out to about a 15k lead, experience, hit even, and then we're bounced right back towards Secret as they hold that high ground defense. Looks like they were in the lead by maybe 1 experience point. Obviously, that doesn't matter too much right now. I'm not sure anything really does. Actually, I'm not sure the graphs have mattered for a long time, because even when Secret was very far ahead on paper, they were still struggling to win fights, and were maybe even losing them. Obviously, they were losing them, because Polar brought it back on paper. Oh, FMV after that Doom Day first dive cannot be canceled, which means he's coming right back in. The boomerang into the death. Oh! Shout out to Global Enemy. Not Global Enemy number 1. But the neck-breaking sound comes from Sanj and Yasha's main. That makes sense. They just added that. That's really sick. That's like one of the best sounds, and that's my new favorite sound in the game. No, lie. My favorite sound of the game is Beastmaster picking up a bounty maroon, because that's just the best thing in the world. Agnum's on No Tail. I don't think he's picked up an item in like 30 minutes. Probably won't be seeing another item. Still sitting at 700 gold. Buying up those wards. 4,100 in the bank for Doom. At this point, what does he even go for? I mean, the only thing really left is Boots of Travel. So maybe 1,000 more gold will probably see him go for that. The next big objective, though, for Polar. So they are mounting that comeback. They've mounted the comeback. They're just trying to find the win right now. Trying to finish out that game. Roshan will be that objective, and it's respawn. Santa Claus Roche is back. He brings the Yule cheese as well. And I mean, here we are. There's a Venom answer in the game, so the siege will be slow. Let's not forget that this Rax was cleaned up entirely. They'll go for the ultimate out here onto Illidan. We need the Doom and we need the swap. Where's the swap? The Grave is there first. Will he be able to get out of that? Now they'll swap him away. The Phoenix going through with the egg. The BKB up though, and his life. Getting so much life back. Hitting that egg. How can you get all the life back? Does someone have a Blads? Meanwhile, all the buybacks coming out here. Secret losing everybody. 3 buybacks for us. It's 39-37 to kill advantage for the first time. Phobos will be kept alive. Really, really fantastic play by the supports. This Venge and this Dazzle have really shined. They were so far behind this game. They were 0-5-0-6 at one time. They're having internet issues. Life was literally pain for them. But here in the late game, they are doing what is required for them. And how did he get the life back? Does the egg not count as vision? So he got his life back from... He was getting his life back from the Shadow Dance passive? Maybe a positive earn charge? I'm gonna go with that. I think it was just the Shadow Dance reason. Now that there's the Boots of Travel, so your Doom is 6 slotted here at 61 minutes. 666. And here's that next objective. It's going to be the Roche. This represent here. I don't think they want to fight this 4v5. They're grouping in middle. Are they looking for the smoke on this high ground location? Looks like they might be. Doing a little bit of the dance there. Roche goes down, and really cleaned up. It's going to be the Aegis on Dazzle. Aegis on Dazzle, guys. Sark's like, you know, I don't really want to drop it. I can't drop any of these items. I mean, I guess maybe the S and Y, but... What are you going to do? Everyone's 6-slotted. Where's the cheese go? Onto the Vengeful Spirit. So those supports that have come up big, now they might not even go down. Another 2,100 gold on crit. If he gets the Ags and the Blink Dagger, whew, good luck. Good luck landing a Chrono that will kill anybody, ever. eventually will come from halfway across the map to disrupt that. There is still the potential. Like, it's on Polar to make the comeback, or to close out the game. The high ground defense from Secret is pretty good. They still got the potential for a deadly Chrono and a static storm with an Ags. If Polar bunch up and maybe get caught off guard the one time, or the initiation doesn't go quite right, they fall back, they group up a little bit. There's always the potential that Secret just ends them right there. We'll bring up the buyback list, as I think it's pretty much the only thing that matters. Not a single buyback. Every single person has bought back in the last 7 minutes. Disruptor of them being the first. His timer will cool down, but he still is short of 1,000 gold. Everyone has buyback except for Dazzle outside of Virtus.Pro Polar. So even if Secret hold on and dominate this next fight, there's no way for them to win the game off of that. It'll at least come down to another team fight after this, but it could be the last. Polar decide to take it. Alright, they're going to catch up slightly. We'll be able to get through that, though. Now the BKBs go out of plenty. One Doom here onto S4. FNG moving forward, trying to get No-Tail. Thought about throwing another Doom, but like, you know what? I don't know if I want to Doom him, because he'll be able to get back to the fountain. He probably wouldn't die. And that was one Doom used in that fountain. 0 kills. So we're down the 2 tower, though. Dark packing the stop. Well played. Secret is... S4 is still doomed. Alright, it runs out now. Jim can go back in again and try to find this. Kuroki playing with line of sight, hiding here behind the tree, so he's in a really good position to jump forward in front of some people. He's going to move, though. I almost really want to just go to their vision. And here we go. Where's the void going to come from? He'll jump in from the shadows over to the right as he moved his position. He'll find the Chrono onto 2. Crit, though, going to smoke, or swamp one out. There's Earth Splitter going to land on both of them. A secondary Chrono just to kill 2 supports, and he still hasn't even found one, and he's going to go down. He'll die. He uses 2 Chronos to kill supports, and he doesn't kill either of them. And then in the end, it's his death, and he's down for 2 minutes. Now the secondary Raxter is going to fall. It's a second lane for Polar. Ooh, Savage. And that's the GG. Polar keeping the dreams of Kiev alive with this victory. Sorry about the pauses. FNG being very mannered as well. So, I mean, what did we learn today? Polar is a fantastic team. Vega beat Polar, so that must mean Vega's a fantastic team. This is crazy stuff here as we try to close out Starladder. Now, the Anchors come up next. They'll be facing off against VP.Polar. It is basically the Anchors' turn to upset Polar and maybe disrupt again their chances at these LAN finals. But let's quickly look here. That'll put VPP up to 7-3. 1 win away from Team Empire's 8-3. Power Rangers is 8-4. Na'Vi is 7-2. And I believe those teams do still have to face each other. Let's look for Virtus.Pro's games. Yeah, Virtus.Pro Polar still has to face Na'Vi. So if they can win that, they're very much in control of their own fate up to this point. Secret now is going to be 11-4, so they tie with Hellraisers. So tied for first right now, Team Secret Hellraisers. The head-to-head matchup there was Secret beating Hellraisers. So Secret is first, Hellraisers is second, Lions is third, Empire is fourth. Those are the standings right now in Starladder. Last game of the day here for Europe coming up. But before we go, make sure to buy that ticket for Season 11. Support Starladder. You can find Beyond the Summit on Twitter at Beyond the Summit. And of course, shout out to them for letting me cast. I'm Helium. You can find me there. Right below at heliumbrella on Twitter. I'm also doing a giveaway